Hey everyone, Marcus Walter here, back with another video. Today I had the chance to speak with my colleague, Malorie West. She is our streaming anchor here at KNOE. And so you can find her on KNOE.com at 9 a.m. and also 4 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. And so I talked with Malorie about her interest in news, where it began, some of the other things that she has going on in her life right now, and also any advice that she has for people who are interested in getting into news. All right, here's Malorie.
Well, I am Malorie West, and my role here is the streaming anchor and journalist.
All right, so Malorie, what got you interested in news?
Okay, so I started in my college career as a tour guide at ULM. And from there, I really got to know and love the humanities department and the communications people. And I've always loved writing, especially creative writing. And I kind of just fell right into it in college. I wrote for the newspaper. So it was a pretty easy transition once I graduated college to KNOE.
All right, now you mentioned you have a passion, I guess, or I
Yes.
would say a passion for writing. Is there any authors or books that you really enjoy?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. Some of my favorite stories I've done here at KNOE are book signings by authors. I think I have 2 or 3 now of like books signed by authors. Any of the trilogies, I've always loved the Harry Potters. I've always loved the Hunger Games. Those well-known trilogies are always the ones I catch myself going back to.
Okay, perfect. Now, where are you from originally?
So I am actually originally from this area, the Monroe, Louisiana area, but I moved over to Shreveport when I was about 7 or 8. So this is home, but Shreveport is also home. But I moved back over here from Shreveport to go to college and, set up shop.
Now, is there a big difference between living here in the Arklamis versus living in the Arklatek?
Honestly, yes, there is a pretty big difference. This is, I would definitely say, more communal than Shreveport. Shreveport is just so vast, and there's, a lot in Shreveport. But I love this place. I have a lot of family here. I think my parents are planning on moving back this way soon too. So, this is ultimately my home.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, so far you've been here at KNOE and you've transitioned from just being a reporter to
Yes.
streaming anchor. How has that transition gone from when you just started
Yeah.
out to where you are right now?
Well, it's, when I look back at where I started out, I actually started as a production assistant my junior year of college, which is, pretty small. I'm the person that runs the teleprompter for, everyone, definitely behind the scenes. So the transition from production assistant to reporter was the biggest one. Learning how to, rewrite my schedule to fit the stories that I'm doing. And honestly, the biggest transition from reporting to streaming anchor, which is what I am now, is the schedule change. So as a reporter, I was kind of all over the place. I would work, 9:30 to 6:30 some days, 1:30 to 10:30 at night some nights, and even in the mornings, I'd work from 2:30 a.m. to about noon. And now I have a steady, 8 to 5, and it's been really a big transition to get used to. Living life as a normal person, I guess some people would say.
Exactly. It's very rare in news to have a working
I'm very lucky.
hours schedule. So
Yes.
we are happy for
It
you
took a
for
lot for
sure.
me to get here.
Exactly right. Okay, so as we think about your
Mhm.
career and maybe some potential aspirations, do you have any thoughts of where you want to take your career down the line or
Mhm.
anything else you're interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to one day work in a higher market. I would love to anchor and report in a big city. I feel like I would just fall in love with something like that. It seems right up my alley. But also, I am in a master's program at ULM as well in strategic communications. And that basically opens the door. If I did want to do something other than news, I'll have the opportunity to do that. I could do marketing or public relations. So it's something that I've kind of, stuck my nose into, but I love journalism so much, and I love writing and reporting. So it would definitely be something difficult for me to let go. And I definitely want to do a higher market before I ever think of doing something like that.
Okay, perfect.
Hmm.
All right. So, any advice for anyone that may be interested in
Yeah.
working in news?
Absolutely. There's a lot of good advice. Keep an AP style book with you at all times. You'll need to know how to do your punctuation. And always just strive to do the best. What makes a great reporter is someone that is really looking to tell a great story and tell it not because you want to tell a great story, but because you want to honor those that you're telling the story about. And that's kind of what I've always stuck to and what I've always done. And it's, created, of course, incredible stories for me, but for the people that I serve as well. Because at the end of the day, we as journalists, we serve the public and we serve to tell their stories.
All right, thanks again to Malorie for letting me interview her and ask her a few things about her career so far. She has a very busy schedule between work and also pursuing her master's degree, so we wish her the best of luck with all of that. All right, thanks again for watching. Until the next video, have a great day.